This is your host Swapnil Bhartiya and welcome to TFR Newsroom. And today we have with us once again Toby Knopp, CEO and co-founder at D2iQ. Toby, it's great to have you back on the show.
Thank you for having me back.
Yeah, and today's topic is going to be your partnership with Kong to kind of simplify deployment of smart cloud native applications. Before I talk about this partnership, can you explain what do you folks mean by smart cloud native apps?
Smart cloud native apps is really, our view of how cloud native applications are going to evolve in the next few years. And we call it smart cloud native apps because we see this as kind of a shift similar to, when we went from mobile phones that couldn't do a whole lot to then smartphones that we use today, which have all kinds of exciting capabilities built in. And if you look at a modern smartphone, whether you're using Apple or Android, they have a lot of AI capabilities built in. A lot of the key features that make these phones so strong, like the personal assistants like Siri, search, even the Photos app that organizes your photos intelligently, that's all driven by AI. And so what we're seeing is that a lot of organizations that are building cloud native apps are starting to evolve towards building these AI capabilities into their products that they're running on cloud native infrastructure to be at the head of the pack, to be the leaders in their industry. We've seen this evolution where, when cloud native was new, when Kubernetes first came out and containers were popular, organizations mainly built stateless applications because frankly, that's all the platforms could do at that point, right? And then over time, we added stateful capabilities, right? The container storage interface was only introduced in 2017. So now people were building stateful applications. We're starting to collect data and build applications around the data they're collecting. Well, now the next step that a lot of these guys are going is they want to gain insights into their data. They want to build products around that. And so that's why they need AI capabilities to build into their apps. That's why we call them smart cloud native apps.
When you talk about smart, it's about their own capabilities, what they deliver to their users, or smart is also mean to make those apps also more resilient, more reliable, more secure?
It's a great question. So I really think that AI and ML is a general purpose tool that will be built into pretty much all the products we use every day. A few examples, we talked about smartphones. Everybody knows about self-driving cars, the capabilities that folks like Tesla and others are building into their cars. But, we worked with a medical device manufacturer, for example, and they're building AI into their MRI scanners and other medical equipment, right? So it is going to be built into those products that are running on top of cloud native platforms, but we ourselves are also using AI to make our products better. So we'll see, products like ours, like our Kubernetes platform, to also leverage AI to help operators make better decisions, to run the platform more efficiently, to anticipate problems before they become real problems.
I often have this discussion when I'm talking to AI ML folks is that just the way a few years ago we were like, hey, every company should be a software company. Then we were like, hey, every company should have a cloud strategy. And we start talking multi-cloud. I think soon AI ML will also become an integral part. It will not be a separate thing. It will just be part of how we write, deliver, deploy applications. Because without that, we cannot see a word. So do you think that AI ML will be at the central, just like a lot of other technologies that we rely on?
I really do. I really do think it will be built into everything. We're already seeing it happen, right? And it's oftentimes we don't even notice it, right? Because it's really just built in and it improves those products that we use. Why it makes a lot of sense in the cloud native world to leverage AI for operations is simply because the cloud native stack is becoming more and more complex, right? A lot of different components. We always talk about Kubernetes, of course, the predominant technology in this space. But the reality is there's over a dozen of other open source pieces you need to put together to build a production grade stack. And now when you're adding AI capabilities, an AI pipeline with notebooks and training and hyperparameter tuning and deployment, you're adding a ton more capabilities. So it's a complex system. And I think AI is a great way to tame that complexity and to sort of be a sidekick to a human operator that needs to run these complex systems.
Let's change the gear and talk about this partnership. First of all, tell us, that what kind of engagement you folks already had with Kong. Just reflect on your existing partnership. If it is new partnership, then we can talk about that as well. But let's understand what kind of chemistry is there between these two companies.
We're very excited about the partnership with Kong because, first of all, their philosophy and our philosophy around how we build products and how we bring them to the enterprise is just a fantastic match. We're both based on the leading open source technologies from the cloud native ecosystem, and we sort of take those and build it into a shrink wrapped, integrated, easy to deploy, and fully supported enterprise offering. So what Kong offers is a connectivity platform for microservice architectures based on the popular Envoy open source projects, right, as a sidecar for connectivity, and the Kuma service mesh that Kong built. And before announcing this partnership, we've had joint customer engagements. We focus on larger enterprise deployments, and that's where you see service meshes show up quite often. So we had those existing customers, and so this partnership really formalizes it, what we've already been doing, and just makes it very easy for our customers to consume both offerings together, right? So Kong's connectivity platform is certified on our Kubernetes platform. It's really easy to install. They've built a Kubernetes operator. So just focusing on that ease of use, again, I touched on the complexity of the cloud native stack. And so what this partnership is about too is to just tame that complexity, make it really easy for our customers to deploy microservice architectures.
How is this partnership, how is Kong going to kind of support your mission of like providing day-to ready Kubernetes in an open, hybrid, and multi-cloud environment? Maybe even we can talk about Edge also, if that is also in the radar.
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of our customers have advanced Kubernetes use cases. You just mentioned a few, like multi-cloud and multi-cluster and hybrid cloud. But even if you're just running, a fairly complex architecture that consists of dozens of microservices on a single cluster, you really get a lot of benefits from a connectivity platform like Kong's, right? It becomes this sort of fabric that ties all these services together that enables you to do things like easily encrypting traffic between your services from a central control point, doing things like tracing, setting policies on how services can talk to each other, and giving you observability capabilities. We talk a lot about data operations, right? It's even in our company name. So that observability capability is a really critical one towards being successful to run a resilient production offering. We talk about our DKP platform as a complete and open platform. So that means when a customer uses DKP, they have all the pieces built in. They can get up and running in production quickly. But it's also an open platform, because a lot of the value in cloud native, in this cloud native ecosystem, is really in that there are so many great technologies to choose from out there. And so this partnership really allows our customers to leverage an alternative to Istio-based service meshes, right? And it's based on the Envoy proxy and Kuma. So we think it's a really strong offering, and we're happy to bring that solution to our customers as another option for connectivity.
Okay, one thing that I'm really interested in whenever there are partnerships like these are happening is that what is the actual direct impact on developers' lives or customers' life? You can say, hey, this is the difference they will feel because of this partnership.
Right. So I think the impact on developers or our users is that I think this integration and partnership will really save people a lot of time. It'll shorten what we always talk about as the time to value, right? That point where you're up and running in production, you have your applications on the platform, and you're getting, as a business, you're getting value from it, right? So instead of having to assemble a whole lot of different pieces and doing a lot of testing themselves, what we've done together with Kong is we've certified that integration. We've made it really easy to install. So it just gets developers and our customers to production so much faster.
Is there any addition of functionalities, services, or things that you usually feel because of this partnership. In a nutshell, what I'm trying to ask is that, um, is it just improved D2iQ experience, or they'll get something additional because of this partnership?
Yeah, I would say, a connectivity platform like Kong's is it's just such a critical component if you're setting up a microservice architecture. And so, the additional piece that developers and customers are really getting here is not just sort of the basic service connectivity, making services talk to each other, but also all the other capabilities that are important on day two that, frankly, people, when they're starting down this path, don't always see right away. But you want to make sure that your services can talk to each other in a secure way, right? So the Kong platform offers that through encryption and through policies. So there's a whole lot of day two capabilities around that, including observability, that this joint offering brings to our customers.
This partnership is just like to enhance once again D2iQ's offerings, or was there some gap that you saw that you wanted to fill and bridge, that you're like, hey, you know what, this is also bridging that gap we had, the problem that our customers were facing?
Yeah, we are a very customer-focused company. Being customer-driven is one of our core values, actually. And so how this partnership came to be was simply because our customers asked us to do this, right? We had joint customers with Kong. They were running the Kong connectivity platform together with our product. And so that's really what drove this. And that's what drives a lot of our partnerships. It's just looking at, what our customers want and, how we can give them access to this whole cloud native ecosystem. Our platform has connectivity built in. It's a complete and open platform, so it works out of the box. But for these advanced use cases, that's where we're bringing this partnership to the table.
Toby, thank you so much for taking time out today, and of course talk about smart cloud native apps. Thanks for defining that for me, and also of course talk about the partnership that you have with Kong and how it's going to help your customers and users. As you said, the focus is always on customers. So thanks for sharing those insights as well. And as usual, I would love to have you back on the show. Thank you.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure. Thanks again for having me on.